This morning on Today's Kitchen, we're going back to basics with NBC's Norah O'Donnell and her husband, Chef Geoff Tracey. They have 3 young children and busy jobs, but despite all that, they found a great way to give their kids nutritious meals without spending hours in the kitchen. That's a good idea. They're out with a new book called Baby Love, Healthy, Easy, Delicious Meals for Your Baby and Your Toddler. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Just make us feel like slackers. That's great. This is really good, okay? You both have busy jobs, and yet you're making homemade baby food. Now I feel great about myself. How do you find time for this?
Well, look, it helped being married to a chef, no doubt. But when Geoff started making these recipes, and it just took an hour, I was like, this is so easy. We got to tell people about this. And Geoff's like, nobody cares. I'm like, are you kidding? Busy moms like me, if they knew it took 1 hour every 2 weeks, we can share this information and help people.
So it's less time consuming than most people think. Is it cost effective, Geoff? Because if I go to the supermarket, I can get a lot of this stuff that's pretty good in a jar, and it's not that expensive. What about my time?
Over 6 months, we sort of calculated in the book, and you'd save about $400 during the 6 months.
You're saving that much money.
You're saving that much money. I mean, if you costed it out, a jar of pureed carrots is about $7 a pound for carrots. In a grocery store, you can buy carrots for about $2 a pound.
And most importantly, you know exactly what's going into this food. You know what your kids are consuming, and we're going to talk more about that later. What's the first recipe? This is cinnamon apple oatmeal raisin puree.
Yes,
okay.
It is absolutely delicious.
How
tastes
easy?
like apple pie, and it takes about 8 minutes to make the whole recipe.
All right, you starting with organic apples or any apples?
We got organic apples. That way we don't even have to peel it. That even saves more time right there. We're just going to cut up. We got 4 apples right here. We just easy cut them up.
Okay.
We toss the apples right into a 4-quart pot.
No water or anything in there?
Well, we're gonna add the raisins. And I'm going to let you do the apple juice here.
Now, you in the recipe, you say you can use water or apple juice. You're using apple juice now. Doesn't that add a little sugar to this?
It does. There's no added sugar in this apple juice. You're not going to be using Kool-Aid or anything like that. But, you know, a little extra calories in it for the young kids is great. It helps them sleep a little bit more.
Now, as a
Adds
reporter,
flavor.
did you do digging here? Did you research some of these recipes?
I did. For me, the nutritional aspect is a big deal, and sort of starting your kids a healthy foundation for healthy eating. And so throughout the book, you see all these nutrition tips. I mean, you know, the doctor saying an apple a day keeps the doctor away. I mean, apples are vitamin packed, and processed food, you know, in a jar, it gets cooked so much, a lot of the nutrients get cooked out. So,
okay.
And there's great flavors in this.
Yeah.
I mean, we got the cinnamon in there. Really sort of adds flavor, and you know, I think it's great. The recipes in the book have all sorts of different flavors.
I made this one day, like before going to work. I realized we had no food. I ran out to the store, made it, just didn't take a shower before I went to work because I had to, you know, get to work quickly.
And then what'd you do? Macrame a hammock? What'd you do after that? What happened after that? Just in your spare time?
But I was really proud of myself because I was like, wow, the house smells like an apple pie. I mean, smell this. It's really unbelievable.
I can smell it. How long do you cook this, by the way?
8 minutes.
All right, so 8 minutes, and then what are you going to puree it?
Well, actually, what we're going to do is we're going to add the oatmeal right at the end and then cook it for 1 more minute.
Baby oatmeal, you know.
And just with the juice that's in there. It's going to cook in that juice.
Yeah.
All right.
And that'll help thicken it up and make it a little richer.
All right, so now we've cooked it for 9 minutes. You take it out and you put it in a blender or food processor.
Food processor, this blender right here, make sure the top is on tight.
Yeah.
We've had this disaster before.
Okay.
Right up to the ceiling.
Yeah.
And by the way, because this is always the most interesting part, you actually believe also in getting your kids involved in the cooking so that they start to understand health. If you can turn that off now. I can't talk over that. So they understand the healthier eating, right?
Yes. So like our kids, we've taught them how to make pancakes. They crack the eggs. You know, we let them hold the different, measure the cup out and do that kind of stuff.
All right.
I mean, they're making pancakes and now they make muffins all the time. And so this is the other interesting thing, Matt. So you just take this and put it in the ice cube trays, and then you can freeze this. And the idea is then 1 hour every 2 weeks so that you're not making it every single meal.
How long does this stay in the freezer? How long does it stay good, Geoff, in your opinion?
What we do is I freeze it overnight, then we pop it out, put it in little Ziploc bags, and then it'll last, the fruits and the vegetables will last 6 months.
Look at the colors. I mean, I guess this is because it's all fresh, but look over at the end of the table. Those colors are beautiful.
Matt, you have to try this.
Do you ever eat these yourself?
I do. I'm a total you know, food junkie, and this is one of my favorites. This is the perfectly basic pea. I mean,
just like kids, you know. It's delicious. It's really good.
I mean, when we made this, I mean, look at this compared to like peas in a jar. You know, when you buy that, I mean, you can put like a pat of butter on this and a piece of fish on top.
I'm sticking with the oatmeal raisin apple pie, whatever this is. Geoff, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Norah,
it's a pleasure.
Good to have you here. It's
Thank
a pleasure.
You. Nice to see you.